Welcome to the Quantum Healer. I'm your host, Tracey, and I have the privilege of being again with Marie Scodari of Boundless Love and Light Healing in Hillsborough. This is where everything began for my show. Those of you that haven't watched episode 1, go back and watch it. It's all about the EE system and this space that we're in right now, the 24-unit system. Here in Hillsborough is really a fantastic healing modality. But today we're going to talk about something really equally exciting, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So I kept hearing people talking about med beds. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea what they were talking about. What's mm-hmm. a med bed? But people kept dropping that word. Mm-hmm. And then I talked to you and you said, hey, I'm getting one. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, great. I'm coming back to Marie to talk about what is this Therify or med
Plasma
bed.
med bed. Mm-hmm.
Can you explain to everybody?
So I would like to clarify that, there's a bunch of different technologies that are using the name med bed.
Okay.
We're calling this plasma med bed. There are cans that are called med bed also, but they're actually can with some kind of, I don't know exactly what's in there, but
okay.
But it does release energy.
Okay.
So the name med bed has been used for various things. I want to say that.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
This technology, I actually have had the EE system mm-hmm. since I reopened September 19th of 2022. Mm-hmm. And then in around March or April of 2023, I was speaking to a man. I was buying a wand for my hair because I was losing my hair. So I bought this Scalar Wave wand. And I was chatting with him that I had an EE system center and he had heard of it. He sells a bunch of different kinds of quantum energy technologies as well as like some hospital beds and things like that. And I said that, we have a bunch of members that come here that are battling cancer, and I wasn't finding fast enough results. Mm-hmm. We did get results from our members with cancer, but it wasn't enough for those people that were in dire need, Mm-hmm. So I was telling him, how disappointed I was that I wasn't seeing the progress in the people with cancer that I wanted to see. So that's where my heart was.
Right.
And he told me, he said, well, then you need this plasma medbed technology. And he spent an hour on the phone with me and explained to me what this was. And I immediately knew, just my spirit was telling me that I was supposed to buy this. It had been weighing heavy on my heart that I wasn't seeing the progress in our members with cancer that I wanted to see. I've since learned that people just really need to be committed to coming.
Yeah.
Because our members that were battling cancer, who were sleeping here every Wednesday night, within 5 months, one of them, well, actually 2 of them, but one of them's tumor did shrink in half. That was from their bodies using the energy from the enhanced mm-hmm. energy system that we have, the EE system. But this is quicker. This plasma med bed gives the same results and quicker. One of our members had cancer, and she used a combination of the EE system and the plasma med bed, and she also had her tumor shrink. And she had been coming here less often than the other person. The other person had been coming like 6 months, and she'd only been coming here about maybe 4 months.
Okay.
So we are seeing results with both of the technologies, but we are realizing that people must be committed. This is not a one and done. This is not a once a week thing. If you're very sick, you need to be able to commit quite a few hours a week to coming here, even if you're sleeping here once a week.
Right.
Or we had some people that come 3 hours 3 times a week, whatever works for that particular person. This technology, what Sean Callahan is the man that I was speaking with, he was explaining to me that this was first created by Nikola Tesla and Antoine Priori. So if your audience knows that Nikola Tesla is one of the gentlemen that created free energy, mm-hmm. not just free like electrical energy, but he also had healing technologies that he had been working on. Then, of course, he died, and Antoine Priori picked this up. And we have a video on our website, which is boundlessloveandlighthealing.com. We have a video on there called Antoine Priori, Methodology of Cancer. And it speaks about how this was invented with members with cancer in mind.
Wow.
Now, I don't want your audience to mistake me when I'm speaking about cancer a lot. This is good for everything. This technology is not healing your body. The EE system is not healing your body. What's healing your body is your body. These technologies, both of them, are feeding your body the right energy it needs. We are energy. Our entire being is made up of energy. So this technology raises the frequency of our bodies, raises the frequency of our energy, and then the cells of our body are now healthier. They can start to heal themselves because they've been given this energy. This technology is not healing you. It's your body healing you. It's just using the energy that's being given from the technology. It's a higher frequency. We live in a third dimensional world. These technologies are more fifth dimensional, higher spiritual frequency. In fact, we probably mentioned in our last interview that people that come into the EE system room and meditate go very, very deep. They can go much deeper into their spiritual self. And the same with the plasma med bed.
Right. You can see behind us the actual bed, and there's two bulbs on either side. And then is the Tesla unit underneath?
Yes, it's a generator, and there are Tesla coils inside the generator connecting to the bulbs.
Got you.
The bulbs have plasma light and noble gases inside of them.
Okay.
And then because it's connected to the generator and the Nikola Tesla coils, that's what's creating this higher frequency energy.
Right. And I was reading something about the technology. So there was something about it being longitudinal. It's sending the waves through you. There's something about that that's different.
So this is Dan Winter, who's one of the inventors, and I believe you may be interviewing him down the road.
Yes.
Dan Winter is one of the inventors. He calls this phase conjugation, which is also scalar wave. What he mentions is that this technology is able to get a broader spectrum of that scalar wave. So therefore, it's a more concentrated and maybe a more powerful than what we might see with the EE system.
Oh, okay.
The advantage to the EE system is you could treat 20 people at a time, and this you could treat one at a time.
Yeah.
It's creating, in between those two light bulbs, is creating a centripetal force. And so there's that energy that's just going in between those light bulbs, and that's where the body is laying. Now, alternatively, like we had a woman who had dropped a shower head on her foot, and she was in tremendous pain. So what we did was we just took them we moved the bed back, and we put her in a chair, and we put the lights directed on her ankle.
Okay.
And the pain and the swelling was gone within a half hour of her doing that. So even though, we call it the plasma med bed, and there's a massage table there.
Yeah.
It's because it's using some of the technology of the original med bed, which was created, way back.
Okay.
So that's why we're calling it.
Bed or table could be any bed or table.
Right.
Really, if you have the unit underneath and the bulbs and...
If people saw the movie Avatar, did you see the movie Avatar?
I saw the first one, yeah.
Okay, in the movie Avatar, the soldier has one leg, and he gets in this bed, and then he becomes a blue person,
right?
But he's got both legs. That is actually what people are speaking about. That's like an example of what the real med bed would look like.
Okay.
This is using that technology.
Gotcha.
That grew a limb. We do not have that technology available to us right now.
Okay.
That was in the Avatar movie.
But maybe tomorrow we will.
But we're hoping that we will have. There's a lot of people waiting for that technology to come out.
Yeah.
So, but the reason why we're calling this the plasma med bed is because it's using some of the same technology, energy that
Right.
that the original med bed was using.
So you're talking about, like many healing modalities, it's our own body's ability to facilitate healing. This is assisting. It's maybe clearing more space for that. And so really your intention, I think, is important with really anything, but coming in with an intention to heal, to be open for healing
Is good.
is very important. And I mean, you have the added bonus of being in your beautiful EE system here, but then you lay down, you receive this technology, and you're just allowing yourself to be open to receive the healing that you need. And is it similar to some of the other modalities that we've talked about, where maybe you come in because you have a particular thing in mind, but consciousness or whatever that piece is going to go to where you need it the most? Is it sort of like that? Like a healing could occur on a different place than what you expect?
Yes, and that's similar with the EE system also. But I think it helps to have the intention in your mind that you wanted to heal a particular thing.
Right.
And, we can feed our body very holistic, whole foods, fruits and vegetables and whole foods, and stay away from the processed foods and be helping our body to heal itself. It's a similar concept.
Yeah.
Right? You're eating very healthy. You're giving the body, the cells of your body, the food it needs, the energy it needs, because there is energy in the whole foods, the fresh foods, to heal itself.
Yeah.
This is doing similar to, obviously this is probably a little more powerful than eating healthy, but you have to eat healthy also.
Yeah. How have you found, I know we talked about consistency and commitment is very important. Can somebody see a result in one session, or just obviously as it builds, there's more results? I understand.
I'll give you some examples. So like the woman who dropped the shower head on her foot, she got a healing in a half hour. It was an acute issue, right? We can't come in and expect any chronic issue or any serious issue such as cancer, which has been building in our bodies for years before we find it, right?
Right.
We can't expect that to disappear in one session. But there is an example of the woman that got the result with something acute, like the shower head falling on her foot. We had a man who stayed here for 8 days and 8 nights. He left and took a shower.
8 days.
And he was a friend of a friend. He was battling cancer. He was battling prostate cancer that spread throughout his body. Well, spread outside of the prostate, let's say.
Okay.
And before he came to us, he had his blood work done 2 weeks before he came to us. His PSA was 45.15, I believe. 42.15 or 45.15. And he stayed for 8 days, 8 nights, slept here. He did leave to take a shower. And when he got home, the next morning, he went and got blood work again. And his blood work dropped from the 45.15 to 14.
Whoa.
So 14.9, I believe.
Wow.
And we actually have that blood work. And the man came in. He was very depressed. He was very fatigued. He couldn't hear. He couldn't hear well at all. It was difficult to talk to him. He wasn't comprehending.
Okay.
Just very scattered-minded. Like you would think somebody who's getting older and like losing a little bit of their mind, But by the time he left here, he was hearing better. We weren't talking really loud anymore. He was more alert. He was more focused. Like he could understand better.
Yeah.
His energy was better. His mood was better. He was
Wow.
depressed when he got here. Who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
Battling something like this. But he did not want to do the conventional chemotherapy and radiation. Now, we never recommend to our members what to do.
Yep.
That has to be their decision.
Right.
But if they're making a decision not to do something, they need to do something. Not to do the radiation and the chemo, they need to do something.
Right.
So this is an alternative for people who've already made that decision. It was a wonderful story, you know, and of course we got very close to him because he was here for 8 days and 8 nights.
Yeah. Do you know if he's in remission now?
So he only left, so he was here in, I believe, towards the end of June.
Oh,
he was
okay.
here.
So it's recent.
So, but my friend Mel Carmine has an EE System Center that he just opened 3 days ago. He's in Melbourne, Florida. Jerry came from Florida.
Okay.
Jerry came from Florida to stay here. And Mel just opened 2 or 3 days ago on the 10th, I believe, with the EE system. And he will have this technology by the end of the month. Well, Jerry is a friend of Mel's.
Gotcha.
So Jerry is going to be staying at Mel's now
Okay.
to do the rest of the healing.
Gotcha. That's wonderful. And I know I just got an email, the people in Naples, Florida just are opening as well. They're opening on the 27th of August, their EE system in Naples. So that technology is definitely growing, and it seems like a lot of people are incorporating the
Right now,
med beds too.
I'm glad you brought that up, because right now there's only 3 EE System Centers that will have this technology. There's one in Alabama, one here, and Mel in a few weeks.
Okay.
And he is in Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Yeah.
But there are, in the United States, there is a center in there's just the plasma med bed in Washington. There's 4 in California. Actually, there will be a woman in a couple of months in California that will have the EE system and the plasma med bed. It's very nice to have both.
Yeah.
Because what was explained to us by the inventor, Dan Winter, is if you're using the technology in the EE system and you're already in a meditative state, you will get more benefit from this technology because your body is already at a higher frequency, so it can absorb more of the benefit from this.
Right.
So that's the plus. But there are some places scattered throughout the country. There's not a lot of places that have this technology right now, but we are trying to get it out to the world. We're trying to get the knowledge of this out to the world, Tracey. So we're actually telling people that where they can go to purchase it. So if people have a healing center, or people are battling something chronic or cancer, if you want to purchase this.
Well, you said you bought one for home. You have one.
I bought one for home, particularly for my family and my mother in particular, which I can get to in a minute. But if people do want to purchase it, they could go to plasmamedbed.com and fill out a form. Just mention this show, that you saw it on this show, and you'll get like $1,000 off of it. It's about $28,888 plus shipping. For the United States, it's anywhere from $500 to $700 for shipping. So if you want to purchase it, it is available. You can use this in your home, yes. I was bringing my mother here twice a week. If you want another testimony, I was bringing her twice a week. She was doing 2 hours in the EE system, and she worked up to 1 hour in the plasma med bed. She had wet macular degeneration, which apparently traditional medicine had stopped the bleeding, but she was still having blurriness and difficulty seeing. So after about 7 or 8 sessions, some half hours, some hours, her vision improved 30%. And she had very painful arthritis, bursitis in her hip, and arthritis in her back. And
that's all inflammation.
And after 8 hours, well, you know, with the EE system and then 8 hours on the plasma med bed, she is like doing so wonderful.
Wow.
My mother is 94 years old. She's an amazing woman at 94 years old. Her energy has increased so much. We did this for 2 months. I brought her here twice a week for 2 months, maybe 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. And her pain is just about gone. And of her back and her bursitis, which she really needed that to be gone because she was having a lot of trouble walking. Yeah. She was in a lot of pain. And I'm like, but Mom, you still need to come for your vision.
So there's lots of options. If you want to try the med bed, look for a place close by. Say that website again.
If plasmamedbed.com is where you could go to purchase it.
Okay.
If you're interested in knowing where they are, just reach out to us. Shoot us an email. Our website is boundlessloveandlightwellness.com. Shoot us an email, and I'll be happy to answer, where you could go for just the plasma med bed.
Because it's, as we were saying before, it's about sharing the information, getting the information out to people, that there are these other technologies and resources that can assist in your healing, whether or not you're attempting traditional methods or not, or have an acute situation arise, that there's many technologies out there today that are really beautiful technologies that can help you. And so sharing the information is really, most helpful. Of course, if you're in the New Jersey area, come here because it's very convenient and it's a lovely space. And I have to say, again, this is where I did my massage training in this room 22 years ago. Wasn't Boundless Love and Light Healing, it was Health Choices, but over the years it transferred, to different businesses, and it's a healing space again. So I remember when they were building this building, and the school was located in the house across the way, and then when this was done, they moved over here.
School. Mm-hmm.
So this initiated the space as a healing space, and and it is. So it's kind of, it's like with anything, you build this energy up, and it's just, I think it feeds more of the healing that you receive here. So little nod to your beautiful space here, because it really feels special for me anyway when I'm here. And I'm really excited to try the med bed for myself, and just to get a little sample. And for the show, usually there's something that I'm going in to feel if there's any quantifiable difference, and I can certainly, just kind of let myself be open and to feel that. I came here earlier today for a 2-hour community session that you had for the EE system, and I started using this arm that I tore the tendons in. It's like functioning as a regular arm now.
That's
so
great.
Now I'm like using it a lot.
That's great.
And I started doing massage therapy for people again.
Really?
And I think
That's
I overdid
really using it.
I think a little bit I overdid it, and so it started to get sore and cranky again. And within 20 minutes this morning, something popped, and now it's feeling
fabulous,
better, of
Great.
course.
Great.
But, again, considering there's still a little bit of a limitation, right, in how far I can reach, and a little bit of pain when I lift the arm to do anything. So there is a little something there. But,
just need another few hours in the.
I think I need an overnight in the EE. But I'm just curious to see if there's any initial, change or difference with the bed, or if there's something else within me that shifts, So, well, we're going to give it a shot, and I'm going to see what I feel, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and we'll chat again.
Okay.
After that.
Sounds
sound
good.
good?
Sounds good.
Okay. thank you so much for letting me test that out, take it for a test run.
How was it?
It was really cool, and actually we did it a little bit differently because you wanted to target my shoulder. So instead of laying flat on the bed, you had me sit in between, and you brought the bulbs closer. And I felt a lot of energy in the very beginning. When I first sat down, I definitely felt like waves and energy, almost like trying to pass through me, or trying to break through something maybe. As I sat there, I felt that less and less. It almost felt like maybe whatever the incongruency or issue was, it was working to move in. And as I sat there longer, it just felt like it was flowing, and there wasn't the resistancy that was creating more of the feeling. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But for me, we tested it really quickly, so I did that already. But two important things. One is that the arm is higher.
It's higher.
But also is that when I would first initiate the movement is when I would start to feel the pain. And now I don't feel that. I don't feel until right about there a little bit of hesitancy. So that is a big improvement. And one of the maybe surprising things was, of course, we targeted my shoulder. So when I was 15, I was in a car accident, and I had a compression fracture right at lower thoracic, T12, which is the last thoracic vertebrae before the lumbar. It's not that it hurts, it's just uncomfortable. So when I first sat down, I thought, oh no, I should have laid down and popped that back in because I can feel that it's a little out. And again, as I laid there, it resolved itself. And
so even though the energy was not targeting your back, you were still getting energy throughout your whole body.
yeah.
And it helped your back as well.
It did, and that's, the compression fracture, the issue from that still exists, but whatever the slippage is that causes it to feel out or whatever, I don't know, whatever that was, now I don't feel like it's out anymore, or it just feels, I don't know, I don't feel the pain, so.
And it's important to note that you were only using the technology for 20 minutes.
20 minutes felt like 2. I was like, what? How long? It felt very quick. And I was trying to just kind of feel the energy. I moved my hands a couple times just to see if this would be more receptive in some way, or, but really, I think, again, it's just going in with the right presence of being open and allowing yourself to connect with that intelligence of oneness of the universe, and just be present for that.
Good for you.
Yeah. Well, this is another fabulous technology, I have to say. Not disappointed, and that was, 15 or 20 minutes. I think I'm going to book a larger session for me and my husband to come in one day, because I'd like us both to get the scans and
That'd be great.
Full treatment. So I'll definitely connect with you about that. But thank you for
thank you.
letting
Thank you
me
for
come
taking the time.
in and sharing this technology with all of you. And if you or someone you think can benefit from this plasma medbed, then I think it's important to give Marie a call or email, so you can at least connect with Marie, and then she can share any information if you're in another state or area that might be closer for you. But yeah.
Okay. So thank you.
Thank you.